Just relax and let your mind go blank. It shouldn't be hard for you.
I think, it's two things. You're excited because, this thing we've worked on for such a long time. We now get to, expose it to the world, and hopefully people then realise that what Jim's trying to do is bring people back to the cinema for an experience. And secondly, that gives you a bit of a pang of sadness because this thing we've been working on for a long time now, we have to give up. And but you don't make movies for yourself. You make movies so an audience can go on an adventure to another world.
You are not in Kansas anymore. You are on Pandora.
In Australia, you tend to do a lot of auditions where they're just for an American movie and you put it down on tape, and part of you believes it's never going to get lost in the mail. And they didn't tell us who the director was. It was a very secretive project. Couldn't really tell us much about it apart from the 2 scenes we got given. So I think that kind of boiled something inside me, and that kind of rebellious, screw this kind of attitude when I did the test, kind of, when Jim went and watched it, said, well, that's the spirit of Jake Sully, that kind of attitude. So then he flew me over, and we spent 6 months trying to convince the studio that, I was the right guy for the job. Yeah, from the very beginning, man, that guy backed me 100%, He's changed my life completely. But the first time I met him, he said, look, I'm a truck driver, that's what I used to do. And that's where his work ethics come from. He goes, we're going to aim for the stars, how good's your imagination? I think I said some joke like, I know you better ask the pink dragon next to you. And we start laughing and joking away, and then we realise
he made one in the film.
Yeah, pretty much, I think he thought, this is a guy crazy enough to go on this journey with me. And I said to him, mate, I've got nothing to lose here, so I'll give you everything. And that kind of same work ethic and commitment to diving in is what's made us firm friends. He's a collaborator. Everyone thinks he's a big dictator. He is an absolute collaborator.
So he didn't ask you to call him king of the world?
No, man, no. You call him that out of respect, to be honest, because he is that good. It's about the work, 100%. The guy will work continually. He work in 16 to 18-hour days for 14 months. I filmed, and he's still working on it. And at lunchtime, he's editing. He believes that just like when he goes on his expeditions underwater, if you're going to invest this amount of time, effort, and manpower into this endeavour, you do it 100%. And that kind of commitment and tenacity and dedication, and along with a guy who's right next to you because he's collaborating with you and he's a leader in the trench with you, I could work with that forever as far as I'm concerned. I could work with him with sequel, I'd work with him on anything. Avatar 2, 3, Battle Angel, I'd work with him on anything. It's fantastic. Motion capture is completely liberating because it's just you with no close-ups, no wide, no camera activity. You've got your 195 infrared or whatever it is, picking up every movement. And it gives you this freedom where it's just you and the other actor, or you and the terrain. So, and he can use anything as a wide or a close-up, so you're always on. You're not giving 50% and saving it for the close-up. You're always doing 100%. So it makes you a braver actor. It makes you take more risks and work a lot harder. The thing that's different from ours to other motion capture movies is that Jim wanted, normally you'd see it 7 months later when it's rendered. Jim's made a virtual camera where we can point it anywhere in this big grey empty volume and we can see the world on a monitor. And what it does, it becomes therefore director friendly and it becomes extremely actor friendly. Because if he's saying, right, we need you to run along this beam and you're such and such high in the air, well, there's a difference between 6 foot and the size of the Empire State Building. And you tend to run a bit differently if you're that as high as the Empire State Building. So it does affect your performance, and out of that, you can get a truth. And if acting is truth in imaginary circumstances, this therefore becomes absolute truth in absolute imaginary circumstances. You can play with the ears on Zoe, and it could kind of give it's a different set of rules to kind of how you react as a human. And it just kept solidly reminding us that we weren't on Earth anymore. As it says, you're not in Kansas anymore. You're on Pandora.
They've sent us a message that they can take whatever they want, but we will send them a message